All right, hello, everybody. I'll call this meeting of the Englewood Environmental Foundation Board of Directors to order. It is now 2:36 p.m. on Thursday, July 21st, 2022. All right, so our first order of business is to approve the minutes from our last meeting. Has everyone had a chance to look those over? And would anyone care to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from Thursday, June 23rd.
Thank you. I have a motion. I'll second that. Any questions or discussion? Okay, Michelle, if you could call the roll, please, for the vote.
Director DeAndre,
Yes.
Director Lowe, Jackie, we can't hear you. Okay, yes. Director Underhill?
Yes.
All right, motion carries.
Thank you. And I don't see anyone, but I'll just confirm that there's nobody online for public comment.
No,
All right.
and I didn't receive any emails.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Michelle. All right, and then our one order of business is to discuss the security contract for the both inside the Civic Center and outside the Civic Center. And just as a reminder, so this was an outcome from the CEPTED study that was conducted in 2021, and basically to consolidate those forces. So we've been working with both Director Underhill as well as Kanitha from the courts administration area to consolidate those. Melinda has put together a RFP and we got a number of responses back. So she'll walk us through that and where we get to a recommendation to actually move forward with a contract. So Melinda, I'll turn it over to you if you could give us just a brief overview.
Okay, sure. And I'm not sure, I can't get my camera to come on for some reason, but yeah, we did issue the RFP and we received 5 responses to that. And then a number of staff members evaluated those responses based on the contractor's qualifications and price and so forth. And we did select Allied Universal as the security contract. So we've been working to get their contract in place and executed. I just checked with procurement and they haven't gotten the signed documents back yet, but we are pursuing that and then have prepared the other documentation that we'll need to present to City Council for approval. And then as a part of that, of course, we need the EAF board approval. And the security will be for both armed security in the court area and then unarmed security 24 hours on the EAF property surrounding the Civic Center. And then an additional unarmed security guard will be here to assist with this, just the Civic Center building alone, the different levels and the restroom upstairs, second floor restroom and so forth.
And I believe that if necessary, library staff will be able to call them down for an incident, as support until police gets there. The other important thing of this that I wanted to mention, one of the things that the CEPTED consultant had asked us for early on in their process was for something called post orders. I had never heard that term before, but I guess it's kind of common in the industry to have something basically that outlines. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. but it's common to have something that tells the security company how they're going to respond to incidents and how the agency that's hiring them wants them to proceed. So we made, as part of this RFP, that it would be required for the company to actually develop those post orders in conjunction with staff. So that's, I think, an important kind of first step, not only getting them on board, but then also to have them develop those formal post orders so that we're all working on the same page. So I think that will be helpful. And again, this contract is for not only what we're currently providing, so the EAF security for the entire site outside of the Civic Center, which is currently being provided by, on the interim. If you recall, we terminated our contract with VSA. We got Twin City Security in the interim here, and then we'll transition to Allied for an ongoing contract moving forward. So that's for the exterior of the EAF, the entire 33-acre site. But then we also then, as part of this contract, we're going to be providing the armed security at the entrance to courts, and then an additional security officer during the hours that the Civic Center is open to the public, and about a half an hour before and about an hour or so afterwards, so that there is a security presence within the building as well. So that's a new and additional service. And if you recall, Jackie, we went through the budget supplemental in April to allocate additional general fund dollars towards that effort. Yeah. So the EAF, so there's three components basically. So it's the exterior, which is being paid for by EAF and will continue to do so. The courts piece, which courts will continue to take care of. And then the third piece is that interior to the Civic Center, which will be paid for by the general fund through Public Works. Okay, and Melinda's figured out all the finances. And so that contract will be coming forward to City Council on August 1st. So I know that's a very high level, but is there any questions from the remainder of the board?
Yes, I do have a quick question. Thank you, Melinda, for the detailed funding table and the notes. So I assume the old PO, closed out PO, is a contract we had with VSA.
Yes, yes, that is correct. And the amount listed on the table was the amount remaining from their original contract and purchase order.
Got it. Now I can see the match the number to each funding source in the table. So we transfer remainder to this new service. Do you know the length of our contract with Twin City? I know they're just interim. Could you remind me the length with the term with Twin City?
Yes, and we set up their contract to be just a month-to-month contract. So, and then I believe, yeah, I want to say we do need to give them 30 days notice before we cancel them, but I would need to confirm that. And when we signed that short-term contract with them, we told them that it would anticipate 3 and possibly 4 months. And that contract started about the middle of May. I believe it was on the 17th was their first day.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So the Twin City is just for the EAF area, right? Exterior.
Yes, that is correct. They're providing the currently one security guard, the 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and just on the EAF properties on the exterior.
Okay. Thank you. So, okay, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Do you know how many securities we're going to have? Like, are we expecting 5 or 6 for court, for Civic Center, for outside our building? Do we know the numbers of security guards?
So the exterior EAF is 24/7, 7 days a week. So I know they previously, the other companies have provided, like more of a pool of people, and then they try to identify one person for each of those shifts so that there was some ongoing, knowledge of the site and kind of the incidences that they would encounter. I don't think, Melinda, we've had those conversations with Allied yet as to how many people they would have available to service those different areas.
Yeah, no, that's correct. We hadn't kind of come up with the schedule or defined the people that would be working on our sites yet.
Okay.
The one thing is that I believe Allied is already the contractor in place for the courts. So I'm assuming that there'd be a pretty, easy transition period there to, and hopefully would keep the same security guards at that location.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, any other questions? Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Just trying to find my mute. I'll make a motion to approve moving forward with the Allied Universal Security Services contract in the amount of $500,000.
Do you have a second for that?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any additional questions? Okay, seeing none. If we could take the vote, please.
Director DeAndre,
Yes.
Director Lowe,
Yes.
Director Underhill.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you. Great. All right, that was our only item of business. Is there anything else that any board member wishes to bring it up at this time?
Yeah, I do have a question because I received a meeting agenda for Civic Center redevelopment plan. There's one requirement I want to bring to each board member. I wonder we will be involved before council approve. So it says the redevelopment team is at a point they are ready to draft the framework agreement council memo and schedule council study session and plan for council member briefings. Is our responsibility to approve the framework agreement before council approve this agreement?
That's a great question, Director Lowe. I believe we're the party, EAF is the party that would enter into it, or it's a three-way agreement between the city, EAF, and the developer. So I was not invited to any of that meeting. So if, I'll mention that to Brad, but if you have, or Director Power of Community Development Director, to understand what the latest is, but if you wouldn't mind attending that meeting and just saying those same things, that would be great.
They are meeting now. So Kevin is
okay.
the finance manager, Englewood is representative.
Okay.
I didn't bring this. I did send him quite a few questions. Then it might be too late to bring this up. So I will forward this meeting agenda to you. Also highlight, because if that's the case, we need to be prepared. We don't want to review the very important document in the last minute. Yeah. So yeah.
And we need to engage our EAF council as well in that review process. So.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll send you both this agenda.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Just as an FYI, I know there was some discussion about the trespassing aspect on EAF property. So I'm working back through the city attorney's office as well as EAF council on that. And if there is a formal document or agreement, I'll bring that forward. But with my vacation, that was kind of put on hold. So if there is a formal action needed by EAF, then that will come back at a future meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anything else for the good of the group? Okay, seeing none, we'll end this meeting at 2:51 p.m. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Bye.
Thank you.